I'm coming to you from Piazza Santo Spirito here in Florence. When you visit Florence, are you wondering what to eat, where to eat? You might have heard that there is really no such thing as Italian cuisine. Italian food is regional. So when you're in Florence, you're going to want to try Florentine cuisine. Now we have a whole page on the FLORENCEWISE website that talks about what Florentine cuisine is. I've even seen a few comments from people saying that they had never heard of any of these dishes. So check out that page if you want to know more about Florentine cuisine. But there's a really fun way you can learn about Florentine cuisine, and that is with a food tour. This evening we are going to take a really fun and interesting food tour with Devour Tours. On this tour we're going to be trying lots of different things in different places here in the Oltrarno neighborhood. So I'm heading over to meet the tour guide. We are here in the Oltrarno, which means the other side of the Arno River. You guys, I'm really excited. I've actually heard a lot about this food tour and I can't wait. Also, I had a salad for lunch, so I'm super hungry.
Hello, buonasera.
Once we'd all arrived, our guide Jessica introduced herself to us. She quickly got to know all the group members. There were 10 of us. Jessica began the tour by giving us a little intro on Florentine cuisine and explaining all the places we'd be visiting on the tour. Our first stop was this enoteca in the Oltrarno neighborhood. Here we'd be trying lots of cheeses and cold cuts along with wine. In the description below, you can find links to all the places we visited on this tour.
Schiacciata calda is our typical bread, small salad. Okay. And this is mortadella from San Casciano. San Casciano is a little country near Florence. It's biological, no color, no conservation. It's very special. Okay. And this is bruschetta with the Chianti oil, tomato, and the Robiola cheese is sweet cheese. Okay.
Jessica gave us a quick overview of the 2 wines we were tasting. Here she's talking to us about Chianti, which is a typical wine of the region. Mortadella is typically from the Emilia-Romagna region, and I certainly eat my fair share of it in Rome, but I have never had mortadella like this. It was utterly divine. And trying it with the typical Florentine bread, schiacciata, took it to a whole other level.
Traditionally, they were active during the Renaissance times, also from the late Middle Ages, and from the noble families.
So the next stop on this tour is one of Florence's famous wine windows. You can see what's going on there behind me. This lady is getting wine from the window, and this is historically one of the things that was very popular in Florence during the Renaissance. The reason being, it could protect you from the plague. And since everything reopened after COVID, these wine windows have made a huge comeback for obvious reasons. Now, as I go around Florence lately, I am just seeing huge crowds at these wine windows. There seem to be a lot of food tours going here, and this is no exception. And so yes, while it does seem a touristy thing, it is also a local thing. And our guide explained that this would be the most crowded of all the places we visit on this tour. Eccomi! Grazie mille! Trying to keep up with the group here. We are on to the next stop. This is really super fun. There are 10 people on this tour. The guide is wonderful, and all of the guests are just intermingling and having fun and chatting with each other and finding out, you know, where everybody's been, what everybody's doing. It's very convivial, and if you were here alone, this would be a great way to meet people as well. All right, on this stop of the tour, we have come to a very typical kind of an enoteca. It's called a vinaino, and you find these around Florence, and they're just traditional, old-fashioned wine bars where people would come after work, just some very simple cold cuts, and we've got 2 wines to try here at this vinaino. There's a red and a white, and we've got some lovely cold cuts, and one in particular is called Lardo di Colonnata. Lardo di Colonnata means lard. I know that sounds not appetizing, but it is absolutely delicious. It is a delicacy, and it's the way they prepare it. It melts in your mouth. You've got to try it with the schiacciata bread, so I really recommend giving it a try. So here we have got prosciutto, salame, finocchiona, because there's finocchio, fennel, and the lard over here. And this is the famous Tuscan bread called schiacciata.
Firstly, the steak is cut from the loin.
Okay, so at this stop we were able to enjoy one of the classics of Florentine cuisine, Bistecca alla Fiorentina. Hey guys, if you are enjoying this video, would you please go ahead and hit that like button below? Apparently, it really helps with the algorithm, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And while you're at it, please consider subscribing. This was a really superb tour, and while we could not possibly try every single dish typical of Florentine cuisine, it was an excellent introduction. Each place we tried felt authentic, and all the food was fresh and delicious. I loved our small group and getting to know the others. We all had tons of fun together. The tour is adaptable for vegetarians, pescatarians, and a few other food restrictions. I would highly recommend this tour for everyone. I've got a link in the description below so you can book it too. All right guys, last stop on this wonderful food tour with Devour Tours. We are heading to La Sorbetteria for gelato. I hope you've enjoyed this food tour with Devour Tours. In the description below, I've got a link so you can book it for yourself. Don't forget to check the website for more about Florentine cuisine and also the best places to get gelato in Florence, and this is one of them. And for lots more Florence content, check out my playlist right here.